Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be doing a drugstore Valentine's Day makeup look, so I hope you guys enjoy. I was inspired by a look I saw on Instagram recently, so this is the look and it's by Nyan, I believe her name is, Nyane on Instagram, and she's got such beautiful photos. My friend Georgia showed me her Instagram the other day and I've been like scrolling through it and become absolutely obsessed with all of her looks. And so as it's Valentine's Day coming up, I thought I'd do kind of a berry toned look with a berry lip, and that's kind of the look of referral I'm going to be going for. Obviously it is going to be slightly different than hers. I'm not doing a carbon copy of anything and I'm only using drugstore products, so I won't have all the colour shades I need, but I thought I'd give it a go. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe below. Please feel free to leave me any comments about what makeup looks you're feeling around Valentine's Day, what your plans are. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight onto the video. Okay, so my face is already moisturised, so I'm just going to get straight onto primer. And my favourite drugstore primer to use is the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. This is what it looks like. So I just pop a pea-sized amount of that on the back of my hand, and then apply it to my face and blend that in. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to do my base makeup. I'm going to take you in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing for this bit. Okay, so now that we're all zoomed in, guys, we're going to move straight onto foundation, and one of my absolute favourite foundations from the drugstore is one I'll be using today, and it's the Rimmel Match Perfection 24-Hour Moisture Hydration Foundation with Pore Blurring Effect. It's got an SPF of 18 in it, and it says invisible coverage for visibly perfected skin. I use mine in the shade 503 Mocha. This is quite a full coverage foundation, and I like to use 2 pumps of this, so I'm just going to pump twice on the back of my hand. And then the brush I'll be using to buff this in with is the Spectrum B01 brush. So I'm just going to dip straight in and start blending. So for concealer, I'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 50. I'm just going to pop this under my eyes. I do go quite heavy on my under eyes because my under eye circles are ridiculous, and I try to get more sleep and I try to take good care of my skin, but I'm pretty sure I've had these under eye bags since I left the womb. So it is what it is. There's really not much I can do. Just gonna pop a bit on my chin and on my forehead to highlight a bit. I have got quite a narrow face, so I just like to stretch the face out a bit with my concealer. I like buffing in my concealer with the Real Techniques buffing brush. So this is what I use. So I'm just going to get straight on to blending that out. Okay, now that that's all buffed in, I'm going to move on to bronzer. I skip contour most days just because I'm not really a fan and I don't have the time in the morning to carve out those cheekbones and to narrow my nose. I'm quite happy with my features, so I don't feel the need to do that. So I normally just go straight on to bronzer, and the bronzer I'll be using today is the NYX Matte Bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. And it just looks like so. As you can see, I'm well into hit and pan on this bronzer. It's my absolute favourite bronzer out of drugstore and high end, and I always use this brush with it. This is the Real Techniques contour brush, so I'm just gonna dig into it and tap away the excess. And do the same for the other side. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to move on to blusher. And I don't have a drugstore blusher that I'm a fan of at the moment. There's nothing that I thought would fit this tutorial because I want my face to be quite warm, quite berry toned. So I'm going to dig into my eyeshadow palette and use that as blush. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using today is the Makeup Revolution collaboration with Sophie Does Nails on YouTube. And this is what the palette looks like. And I'm just going to use one of these shades as a blush shade. I think I'm going to dig into this shade here on the bottom, and because this is very pigmented, I'm going to go very sparsely in. Just gonna take a swipe across my finger. And then going to use, again, another Real Technique brush. This is the Duo Fiber Contour Brush, but I quite like it for blusher, so I'm just going to blend that out. And I quite like to sweep my blusher all the way up into the corners of my face. I feel like it frames me better, so. Okay, so now we're going to move on to highlight. So I'm just going to dig into Soph's highlighter palette again. So it's the same collaboration she did with Makeup Revolution, and this is the highlighter palette she created with them. And this is a really, really beautiful highlighter palette. So this is what it looks like. So I think I'm going to go for the rose gold. So I'm just going to grab my fan brush from Smashbox. Boom! Yo! Yo! Soph's highlighter palette did not come to play games with you guys. Oh my goodness. So if I bring you a little bit closer. Oh, insane, isn't it? I love this highlight so much. I'm just gonna and then do the Cupid's bow, which is my all-time favourite place to put highlight. Boom! I kind of feel like playing around maybe with this gold. So just to show you guys what I've just done, I've just popped a little bit of this on top as well, but so to carve my brows out, the first thing I do is just run a clear mascara through them, and this is just the Miss Sporty clear mascara. So I'll be using the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in the shade Espresso. And you can see that I've hit pan in this. Just going to grab just a standard eyebrow brush. This one's from Makeup Revolution. And I'm just going to carve my brows out. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how my brows are looking. So I'm just going to run the clear mascara through them again just to set them in place. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm just going to go back in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and carve my brows out and prime my lids, ready for eyeshadow application. Now that I've primed my lids, I'm just going to zoom in closer so you can see what I'm doing for the eyeshadow. I'm going to super base colour over the entire lid just to set that concealer in place. So I'll just be taking this shade here next to Penguin. I'm going to go in for the deep dark berry shades of this palette. So I'm first going to dig into this dark berry red. I'm going to pop that in the outer corners and in the crease. So now that that's done, I'm going to follow it up with this colour here. Just going to run that along the middle of the lid. And bring it around to this edge. So I think what I'm going to do now is go in with this purple shade here and just pop some of that along the middle of the eye. And then what I think I'm going to do to add a bit of sparkle is dig into this shade here and pop some of that in the middle as well. And I'm going to concentrate this solely in the middle so it's kind of a halo eye effect. To kind of finish off those inner corners, I'm going to dig back into the palette. And I think I'm going to dig into this pink shade here. Just very softly. So this is how the shadow looks. I'm just going to clean up the underneath. So for mascara, I'll be using the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. Done now, so I'm just going to show you a close-up. So I absolutely love this eye look that I've created, and I really like the mascara as well. It performs so well at lengthening and thickening your lashes. There isn't actually any need to put any falsies on, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave my eye look as is, but if you want a close-up. And yeah, as it's Valentine's Day, for lips, I'm just going to stick with a simple classic red lip. So for lip liner, I'm just going to use my Barry M lip liner in the shade number 3, which is just a gorgeous red colour. I'm going to go in with one of my favourite drugstore lipstick ranges, which are the Kate Moss lipstick, and this is just in the shade 01. So this is the finished makeup look, guys. I hope you guys like the look that I've come up with today. All the products I've used are from the drugstore, and I'll link them in the down bar below. However you're choosing to celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope you guys have a lovely day. As usual, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!